This is CHEMULATOR, our 2020 Congressional App Challenge made by myself, Ryan Ho, John Paul Nguyen, and Brandon Wong. CHEMULATOR is a web-based application whose purpose is to help individuals perform chemical operations. CHEMULATOR's target audience is for students studying chemistry. The first one we'll visit is Chemical Equation Balancer. So here, there's a brief overview of how to use the application and input syntax. So the reactants I'll go ahead and insert here are going to be found from this website. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this, as well as this. Then when I click calculate, the answer will appear here. Next, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the combustion reaction calculator found here. This allows me to enter two different inputs, so I'm going to go ahead and find a practice problem, and we'll take this one for example, pentane, C5H12. Then I'm going to go ahead and click calculate, and this will give me the fully balanced combustion equation, as well as a more in-depth breakdown of the reactants and the products. Additionally, you can check that this is the correct answer by verifying it with this answer. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the molar mass calculator found here. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and use water, H2O. And you must identify the amount of single atoms for oxygen, so that is 1. I'll go ahead and click calculate. The CHEMULATOR will automatically retrieve the value for H2O, which is 18.02 grams per mole. If we go ahead and Google the same thing, H2O molar mass, you'll see that it is essentially 18.01 rounded to grams per mole. Next, I'll demonstrate the stoichiometry calculator. I'll transfer the coefficients and the compounds here to CHEMULATOR over here. So compound 1 will serve as H2, coefficient for compound 1 is 3, amount of compound 1 in grams is 6.80, compound 2 could be the product or the reactant, so we're going to go ahead and use the reactant in this case, and N1, H3, we must account for the single atom, and the coefficient of compound 2, which is going to be 2. Once I click calculate, you see that the result here is essentially the same as produced over here, 38.2 grams of NH3, 38.2 grams of NH3. Moving on, I'm going to demonstrate the percent composition calculator. Here, we'll simply enter a compound, so I'm going to go ahead and use water, which is H2O. And you must identify the single atoms, so oxygen is 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and find the amount or percentage of oxygen in the compound of H2O. Once I click calculate, CHEMULATOR will automatically determine the percentage composition of oxygen in H2O is 88.79%. If I check that result on Google, 88.8 is essentially 88.79. I'd like to bring to attention that CHEMULATOR was originally written in Java, but then transferred to Python for its extensive support of web applications and microframeworks such as Flask. Additionally, here's some of our source code and functions used to calculate things such as the combustion reaction, the molar mass calculator, the percent composition, stoichiometry, balancing equations, and just the Flask initiator itself. Additionally, we've used many other tools such as GitHub to house and share our code so that all 3 editors could contribute to the project equally. Additionally, we also use Sublime Text on our individual devices to help edit the text and write code. Finally, we use CS50's IDE for an interactive sharing and collaborative environment for web hosting.